Hello awesome people, Campbell here and welcome to another Autodidactic podcast. And today I wanted to talk about the concept of the dream and is life the dream. And I was actually watching a video by Howdie Mickoski, I think that's how you say it, and he was talking about a few different movies, Vanilla Sky, Inception, and another one which I can't remember the name of. I think it was another Tom Cruise movie. But these movies were all basically about, the dream and particularly like layerings of the dream. And they really got into, what is the dream and how do you know what's real and what is the dream? And ultimately, is there actually a real? Or is it all just, layers of the illusion? So let's have a chat. So we live in this interesting realm where they love to tell us everything and they love to really define, get us to define in our own minds who and what we are. And of course that story is basically that we are physical beings, that we are completely random. We live our life, then we die and nothing else happens. That's it. One go. And this is really what they want us to believe, that we're just this random this random act, basically, that's I don't know, somehow gained life. And, the story, the truth is much different to that, because when we believe that we're just these, physical beings in a physical world and, it's just all cause and reaction, basically everything's solid and you have to move things around to make things happen. What that does is that really locks us in to this paradigm, this reality, or this dream. But the truth is we're energy beings and we exist on multiple layers and probably in multiple dimensions at the same time, because as we know, there is really no time. There is only the now. That's the only thing that we can ever interact with. So, so that I used to say to people quite a bit when they were worried about their past or focusing on their past and all this stuff, prove that the past even existed. I mean, can you even do that? You can't, right? And the concept is, how do you know you weren't created 10 seconds ago or a minute ago and all of your experiences and memories just implanted? We have no way of knowing. So the past really is a teacher, not a prophet. It's there to learn from. It's not there to be relived. So, I think I got a track. So, we are multi-dimensional beings. We're much bigger than this physical world. And when we understand that, we can really start to sort of look into different concepts about, what is this? Is this an illusion? Because if we've learned anything in the last year, it's that nothing is fixed. Things can change very quickly. And also that the structures that wish to control us really are just facades. It really is like the Wizard of Oz, pull back the curtain and there's just this old man, this fumbling old man there pulling all the strings and pushing all the levers. And that's how they control our reality, because they control our perception of it, through the TV, blah, blah, blah. So now that we can see that this is all a facade and it's all fake and these are all actors, the concept of is this an illusion, is becoming a lot more, real and palpable, but also it seems to be a lot more physical as well, doesn't it? As far as, this is all the physical world changing, and I suppose what that means is that the physical world is probably just an illusion, just created. Because there's many questions of who these people who rule us are, especially at the moment. They seem to be changing the way they look sporadically, shall we say. So what is the dream? Is this a dream? And is this just like a first layer of the dream? And is this what, all this talk about, ascension and, raising the vibration and 5G, is that just, peeling back a layer of the dream so that you can literally go to the next level? It's like an onion, isn't it? If they're all dreams and you can peel them back, then you're getting closer to the core of who you really are. And so, it really does look, when you start peeling back layers, that this is such a multi sort of layered illusion and dreams, I guess. And then we get the question of, what are dreams? Is a dream more real than what we perceive as reality? Has that just been switched on us because they want us to believe that, this so-called physical, what seems like a physical reality, is more real than the dream world? And that, when they do that, we don't focus on the dream world, and, they could have switched, our perception of reality that way as well. But back to the dreams. Howdie was talking about these different movies, and in these movies, people, started to see things that didn't make sense, that didn't click. And it's in the Matrix as well, when with the cat, and they're talking about deja vu and things that repeat themselves. And this is, clues to the illusion, or to the fact that reality might be breaking down, or the illusion of reality might be breaking down, and that we are in a dream, and that when that layer is breaking down, we get to see more. But again, in the Matrix, they showed this, didn't they? When Neo thought that he was the one, and he sort of, he was ascended or whatever, it was just really another layer. Another layer of the dream got unfolded, and that's how it worked. And that might be what this place is. Because down here, it seems like the main lesson most people down here need to learn is grow up. You don't need mummy and daddy. You don't need all these so-called, rulers, these surrogate parents telling you how to live your life, telling us how to live our lives, telling us how to take care of the world and all these things. We need to grow up and get over that. And once we do, we'll probably peel back a big layer and get out of this layer of the dream. So back to the movies, it's all these little bits and pieces that were popping up that were making these people start to realize that they were in a dream. And then in these movies, people actually came in and tried to wake them up. And, wake up, it's only a dream, this is a dream. And of course, what do we have at the moment? Wake up, we run around, wake up. This is sort of a catchphrase, and so and we call them, the sleepers, the sleeping masses, because they are in a dream, and so are these people in, this is the layering, is the dream just the perception? We're all here in the same realm, but it's what we perceive. So some people are in, the sleepers, the sort of sheeple type peeps and the NPCs and things that are walking around in this belief, in this dream, that what they're told on the telly is true. That's one level of the dream. And then as you start to gain information and think for yourself, you start to break down the illusion of that dream, and so you can go forward to the next level, which is, this is a thing. We seem to be on a different level to most people. And of course there's, people that are higher, above me, or, I should talk about myself, not us, but, obviously there's all these different levels. There's some gurus that can sit there and meditate for 5 years, apparently. So they're in a different dream. And then it comes back to the concept of world, doesn't it? World. What is the world? Because we all live in our own little world. So is our world our own dream? Or is it this a collective? Or is it a bit of both? Because, this reality is it really is this multi-layered experience where it's up to us to pull back those layers, to do what we need to do to get the information, to be autodidactic and self-educated. And that's how we go forward. And just on that, I did want to bring up another thought I had. Is I was talking to someone last night, and I had I can't remember what was said, but I had the thought, are people who are awake, are they autodidactic? Are they self-educated? The people that are, so awake, just for the easiest word to use, or is it that being autodidactic, being self-educated, makes you awake? Because, this is all perceptions. What we were talking about actually was perceptions of words and how they bring in new words. And when they bring in a new word and no one really knows what it means, then they can put the meaning on it. And of course we all believe that, and so we start to create it. But this is the thing. Talking about myself as well, I guess my concept was more that, people who were awake were the ones that were more going to do research and read, and educate themselves. But is it that it's actually the people that go out and educate themselves slowly wake themselves up? I actually think it could be both, because I was just always confused. I never believed, it was the story that was given never made sense to me my whole life. So I was always searching for answers because, I guess you could say I was awake, I was looking. And I think a lot of people are like that. But a lot of other people, they come across information and then they wake up. I've spoken to lots of people who tell me, they woke up, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it was because of something. And so it's interesting that, we have some people who seem to sort of be this way anyway, and so they go forth and get information. And I think historically, these are the people who are putting out information that basically, help the other people obviously come across that information, and that woke them up. So this thing is just such a interwoven web that we live in. And at the moment, I'm really seeing it, because as far as, my research and everything, I'm just letting it happen. Obviously, I'm researching and looking into things, but so many things are just coming to me just out of the blue, out of the Akashic records, whichever way you want to take it. And I think this is how we can, interact. We can get above the illusion when we understand that things aren't physical and we don't need to push them around to make change. It's more our energy and our intention that attracts things. And this isn't like, I'm not talking about, let's sit down and attract fit, because this is the thing about, this whole law of attraction. If you look online, especially if people are trying to sell you stuff, it's always, what do they want you to attract? It's pretty much always physical things. It's money, it's cars, it's lifestyle, holiday, houses. And if it's not that, it's attracting the perfect partner, right? And this is it. And because this is what the paradigm that's set for us is. This is what they want us to believe. That everything is just about gaining physical things, money, and the perfect partner, sex. That's it, right? That's what this experience is. And that just puts us in such a box and holds us down in a dream, a very small, restricted dream. And, so the law of attraction definitely works, but I'm not trying to attract money. It's more that you get in an energy that, you understand that everything is one and it's all working together, and you understand that, what you intend and what you think is what you'll get back. And so when you do that, you're more aware of looking for signs, and they're everywhere. Like information that pops up for me, it's very annoying, to tell you the truth, sometimes, because, I'm in the middle of doing these, big videos, and I just get all this other information and go off down side things. So I've got all these half-made videos that I need to complete. But I digress. The dream. Dream a little dream of me. How many songs do we have about the dream, right? Dream a little dream. I might actually do another video on this, because there's a movie that I saw back in the day, back in the 80s, and it had the Coreys in it. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. Both when they were both probably in their 20s. So it's sort of just, out of the teen sort of scene. And it was called Dream a Little Dream, and it was all a very strange, it was all about, different dreams and layerings and perceptions. And like I said, we have Inception and Vanilla Sky, all these different, even things like Minority Report almost sort of touch on it. But all these different movies, songs, concepts, books, all about the dream. Even the Australian Aboriginals, that their stories talk about the dream time, which was the past, the great dreaming, they call it. So, is this a dream? And is this what we're here to do, to break the spell of the dream? To educate ourselves, to learn, because, education and yeah, I know I bang on about it a bit, but really what it is, it's just getting more points of view, more things in your head so you can make more connections. Because the thing is, with any kind of information, any kind of topic, the more points of view you have, then the more bits of information you have. And then, once you build that up, these bits of information start to join up. You start to go, oh, that syncs with that. Okay. And you start to form your own ideas. Your own ideas, not someone else's idea that they've planted in you through the TV or through school or any of this kind of stuff, but your own independent thought. And that really is what being autodidactic is. It's the self-education bit, the research and the reading and the study is all just to build up the connections in your mind and to give you a better perspective, your own perspective. Because as we know, the archons, the box builders, they aren't creative and they don't really want us to be creative. They need a bit of it, because they like to steal our creativity so they can sell us, they invert it and change it and sell it back to us as crappy movies and pop songs. But so they need it to a bit, but they really don't like us having our own creativity. They only like it if they can control it. So creativity and thought, independent thought, is really a big weapon. Because another thing is when you understand that you have that and they don't, and you can really create and build whatever you want, then they have no power at all over you. And because as we know, it's all a mind game. It's all about fear, and it's all about them getting us to believe that they control us, that they are controlling the illusion and the dream. And it's up to us to break that and break out of it. And and The Matrix is, a very good documentary about this, because of course it's a documentary. And another good documentary is They Live, which I watched a bit of the other day. And Howdie actually does a video decode. Is that what they're called? Video decode of that. So yeah, definitely go to his channel, Howdie Mickoski, and check him out. He's got some great stuff. And yeah, so this is really what I wanted to say is the dream. How much of a dream is this? How many layers are there? Because we know that all their efforts, their biggest efforts of, the parasites is to get us to believe that this is real. But it's clearly not. So I think this is where we are. We're breaking the dream apart. We're smashing it down, the illusion, to get to somewhere better. The question is, where are we going to get, and are we all going to get to the same place? Are we all going to break the spell at the same time? Or are we going to be in a place where, where the energies, change for some of us, and we're in the same physical space, but as far as vibrations, because we're higher and they're lower, we won't be able to see or interact with each other. Because I think this is probably what ghosts and things are. Just different beings, because the thing is with the earth, with this realm, as we know, this is probably the only one there is. The size is up for debate, but the thing is about different worlds is this could all be different vibration. We could literally have 1 million different worlds and populations and everything all in the same physical space. But because we're all on different vibrations, we can't see or interact with each other. It's like the visible spectrum. We can only see such a small amount of light. We can't see the infrareds or anything like that. So are there other beings existing in these other, realms? I mean, obviously we can see infrared now, but, this is the thing. how big is the frequency difference? How many? Because we have ghosts, we have all these different things, and there was even a story back in the Vietnam War. They were getting the gunners, like the machine gun helicopter people, to wear red glasses because it was supposed to help them see better. But when they were wearing them, they all started going crazy because they said they started seeing devils and things in the trees. So, this is the thing. There could be another reality just there. And, we're trying to raise so that we get, obviously closer, to the good vibrations and further away from the bad vibrations. Thank you, Beach Boys. And I think this is what it is. It's like a ladder, we're climbing it rung by rung, breaking down the illusions and going forward. So let me know what you think. What do you think? Is this just one illusion we've got to break through, or do you think it's multi-layered? Do you think everyone is going to ascend at the same time? Do you think this is like a plane wide, ascension, as they say? Because obviously so much is going on at the moment, but so many people seem to be in a different space mentally and energetically, vibrationally. So there we go. Just a short video. I'm not sure how long I went there. On the dream, and what is the dream? Are we in the dream? Is life the dream? Is the dream life? That's another question, but just so multi-layered, this experience, and we're just here to figure it out, I guess. As long as we keep peeling back the layers, I think we're going in the right direction. So thanks for joining me, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope that gave you something to think about. Leave me some comments. What are your perspectives on it? And remember, stay awesome, because you are, and I'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.